Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim Tree Slaughter and I make educational and personal growth videos that activate you so that you can receive the life outcomes that you desire. I am not here to motivate you. I'm here to activate you. Today in this video, we are talking self-esteem. Before we jump into the video though, please like, subscribe, share, and make sure you hit that notification bell. All right, let's jump right into it. Self-esteem. We always hear people saying you have low self-esteem, you have high self-esteem. What is self-esteem? What is self-esteem? A basic definition to self-esteem is the way that we think about ourselves and the way that we value ourselves, the value that we place on ourselves. There are various different types of self-esteem, and today I'm going to talk about three levels of self-esteem that I like. I've been doing a lot of reading on this subject, but I like these three, and these three come from the Think and Grow Rich, the Black Choice book by Dr. Kimbrough. It's a really, really good book if you have an opportunity to read it. So I really like these three definitions. So the first definition is positive self-esteem. What does a positive self-esteem look like? Positive self-esteem is to feel confidently appropriate to life. You feel confident and worthy in everything you do. And even if you fail or things don't go right, or you make a decision that turns out not to be the right decision, you still feel confident and worthy because you understand that that was just one decision and that is not who you are as a person. You're able to separate failures or mistakes. You're able to separate those things from your identity. Number two, an average self-esteem. You fluctuate between feeling appropriate and inappropriate. You pendulate between right and wrong. And as a person, you manifest these inconsistencies in your daily behaviors. So you go back and forth. You're like, is that right? It's very difficult for you to make decisions because you're afraid that you're going to make the wrong decision. So you're constantly fluctuating back and forth. And the last but not least, low self-esteem. Low self-esteem, you are always feeling inadequate and ineffective in life. No matter what you do, even if things go right, you think, oh, that was just luck. Oh, if it wasn't for you, that wouldn't happen, right? And so these are the three types of self-esteem that perpetuate the choices that we make in our lives. So ask yourself, where am I? Am I in the positive self-esteem, the average self-esteem, or low self-esteem? Self-esteem is actually a trait that you possess that's part of your makeup and influenced by your external environment and can change over time. That's the beautiful part about it, is it can change over time. How do you know if you have a low self-esteem? Here are some ways that you can know. I told you I was going to give you practical tools. Practical tools. How do you know if you have a low self-esteem? Number one, you feel uncomfortable when someone compliments you. Someone says, hey, girl, that dress is cute. Or you look nice. You all this old thing. I mean, it's not all that, right? You don't take compliments well. Number two, you don't recognize your own strengths. You have all these strengths. You have the ability to speak well. You have the ability to be creative, and you have the ability to lead and decision make, but you never give yourself credit. You never recognize those strengths. Number three, you always saying negative things and being critical about yourself. There's a quote that says that people in life will never treat us worse than we will treat ourselves. They will never criticize us as harshly as we criticize ourselves. So stop saying negative things about yourself and stop being so critical. Number four, blaming yourself when things go wrong. It's okay to take responsibility for when things go wrong, but don't take on that as your identity. Like, I am wrong. Instead of saying that was wrong, some people will say, I am wrong. Don't say I am wrong. That went wrong. I take full responsibility. Two different things. Number five, avoiding challenges for fear of failing. You are afraid to fail because, again, you use that word failure as as a form of identity. It is not your identity. You will make mistakes. You are human, and so you will make mistakes, but that's not who you are. You will make mistakes, but you are not a mistake. Okay? Number 6, being overly upset by disapproval or criticism. Someone tries to give you some feedback. You're like blowing up, like, who are you to tell me? You don't take feedback well. You don't take disapproval well. You take feedback as harsh criticism, or sometimes you may take it as rejection. Last but not least, number 7, you stay in spaces long after you know you should have left. Ooh, this is a big one. That's why I saved that one for last. You stay in spaces long after you know you should have left. And these spaces can include relationships, intimate relationships or friendships, or even jobs. You know you're supposed to leave that job. You know you're supposed to go back to school. You know you're supposed to be doing something different. But because you do not believe in yourself, you will stay in those spaces and allow yourself to be taken advantage of, used for your gifts, and you'll complain. But because the environment is bearable, you'll stay, and you won't leave until it just becomes too unbearable. Here's a quote: "The world will form their opinion of you based on the opinion you have of yourself." I'm going to say that again because I think people in the back need to hear this. The world will form their opinion of you based on the opinion you have of yourself. You must have a high standard, a high opinion of yourself. So let's go into some practical tools as to how to build our self-esteem. One of the things that we have to understand is that when we're trying to heal and we're trying to better ourselves and work through some stuff that got us in that situation in the first place, then we are going to have to actually take some action steps to get there. Here are some practical steps that you can use as soon as you start watching this video. When this video is done. When this video is done, you can actually implement these tools right away. Okay, there's nothing vague about these tools. Number 1, you must believe you are somebody and that you matter. Everything starts with you. What do you believe about yourself? Do you believe that you matter? Do you believe that you're less than? Do you believe that everybody else is being blessed and God is blessing everybody else and he's not blessing you? We are what we believe. We have to change those beliefs. Number 2, imagery. We have to see ourselves as we one day will become. When I was working for someone, I would imagine myself as the CEO of my own company. I would, in my mind, walk into my office and I would see the decor and I would take in the smell. I was already here before I actually got here. The greatest tool is our brain. When it comes to imagery, the reason imagery is so effective is because the brain doesn't know the difference between real or fake. So if you're actually in the space and you're imagining it, you'll get the same response from the brain. So imagery is a great tool to use when you're struggling with self-esteem. Number 3, forgive yourself. A lot of the times we don't feel good about ourselves because of past mistakes or past decisions that we made. We cannot get to where we want to be if we do not forgive ourselves for those things, if we do not have some self-compassion and understand that we are human and we must allow ourselves to be human. Number 5, focus on the good in life. Whatever you seek, you will find. There's always something that's going to confirm what you're looking for. So if you're looking for negative, you're going to find the negative. If you look for the positive, guess what? You'll find the positive. So it's important for you to look for the good in yourself, but also in the world. Number 5, spend time alone and get to know yourself. Get to understand your strengths, your abilities, your desires. When we get into a relationship with people, the first thing we do is we start to spend time with them to get to know them. We may talk to them on the phone. We may FaceTime them. We may go on dates. But that is the only way to build relationships. But the main relationship that we must build, the most important relationship that we must build, is the relationship that we build with ourselves. Understand yourself first. Okay, number 6, be kind to yourself. Remind yourself of how dope you are. There's so many great qualities about you that you have dismissed. Don't dismiss it. If you have a great personality, that's your dopeness. If you speak well, that's your dopeness. If you are able to build relationships and be creative, that's your dopeness. We all have something or several things that are dope about us. So what we need to do is we need to respect our own dopeness, and then the world will respect our dopeness. All right. Number 7, last but not least, surround yourself with people who are of quality in mind and are reaching for the same stars that you're reaching for. It is very easy to be at the bottom and bring someone else down, but it's very difficult for someone to be at the top and bring someone else up. So we have to make sure that we are surrounding ourselves with people who have like-minded mindsets, who are willing to work hard, who are willing to reach for the stars, who are willing to fail and say, I'm not a failure, that just didn't work. Because when you are around people who are doing it, when you're around people who are getting it, you want to do it and you want to get it too. Okay, so those are my 7 practical tools to build your self-esteem. The first thing you need to do is assess where you are. Do you have a positive self-esteem, an average self-esteem, or low self-esteem? And then you go to work from there. In my closing, I will leave you with this quote from Dennis Kimbro, who's the author of Think and Grow Rich, The Black Choice, one of my favorite books. It says, it is senseless for you to believe that you are worthy of the good opinions of others when you have a less than honorable opinion of yourself. It is time to emerge and deploy. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for joining. Please subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll get to you and I'll answer your questions as best as I can. Again, I'm Kim Tree Slaughter, and I will see you next time. Peace.